Hello and welcome to another FL Studio assignment demonstration. You guys made it this far. There's only two assignments left, 5 and 6. So today we're going to talk about assignment number 5. We're going to add some chords with the FL keys, which is a piano sound, or the Slayer, which is a guitar sound. The guitar sound's a little bit more difficult to use, but it is possible. Alright, so let's start. It's on page 12 of your packet. Step number 1, we're going to open up a new FL Studio file. So let's go up here to File, and you guys know the drill. New from Template, Minimal, and Basic. Yeah. Alright, here we are. Step number 2, we're going to change the tempo to 90 BPM. That's right up here next to the play button. I'm going to hold this button, and I'm going to move my mouse down, or you can use the scroll wheel. We're going to go down to 90 beats per minute. That's about the average hip-hop song is about 90 beats per minute. So kind of going for that in this assignment. Flip the page, page 13, pattern 1. We're going to create a basic beat. So you've done this before in the step sequencer. Okay, we're not going to extend the pattern on this one. We're just going to keep the basic beat. I'll listen to it as I go. And do my hi-hat right there. Good. I'm going to switch to pattern 2. So I have my beat here in pattern 1. I'm going to switch to pattern 2. Now before I do that, this is not in your directions right here, but here's a little tip so you can kind of see what's going on and help you organize yourself. If you go down here to pattern 1, you guys have used this this is in your playlist. So when you're a playlist, that's this guy. Pattern 1, if I right click on this, what we've done before is we've used the clone button. We're not going to do that right now. We're going to rename it. So we're going to call it, you can call it whatever you want, but we're going to call it Basic Beat. So when you go to organize your song, you can see it, and it's a little bit easier to tell what you're doing. So back to step number 4, we're going to switch to pattern 2. We need to go to pattern 2, and we're in pattern 2. Let's get our step sequencer guide back up. We're going to enter in our chords. So we're going to right click on any of the sounds, okay, any of them in the step sequencer. I'm going to put it on the bottom. I'm going to right click on snare, and I'm going to go to insert FL keys or FL Slayer. I'm going to show you kind of with both. I'm going to start with FL keys. If I get the FL keys, this is what it looks like. So this little piano button comes up. Okay, I can play all of these notes, see what it sounds like. I can mess around with the sound. If I want to change it to a Rhodes sound, that's a kind of a special type of piano. We get that sound. Or I can go to an organ sound, which sounds up to you. I'm just going to keep the basic piano sound for now. I'm going to X out of that. Alright, step number 5. From the step sequencer, I'm going to right click on my new instrument. So I'm going to right click it, and I want to choose piano roll. Okay, so a lot of these software programs, FL Studio and GarageBand, some of the other ones that are out there, they use this piano roll type of thing, which is basically an editor. So I've got this. This is what my piano roll looks like. I see on the left-hand side is my piano. Okay. And I'm going to enter in notes here in the middle. Okay, here's my measure numbers. Measure 1 goes up to here. Measure 2, measure 3. Again, between your 1 and 2, just like in your step sequencer, if you check out your step sequencer, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16 little mini boxes before you get to the next measure. So one of these patterns is going to fit into these boxes right here, and you can see how the lines are divided. So here's my piano roll right here. You're going to window that looks like this, and if you don't know your piano notes very well, there is hope. You can go up here to the ABC button, and if I click on that, then all of them change to letters basically. So here's what I want now. I'm going to keep that there just for what we're doing. We're going to flip the page. On page 14, step number 7. I'm going to go to the upper left-hand side of the piano roll. There's this little arrow. It's pointing down. this is not the arrow that's going, the diagonal arrow, the little triangle. We want the down arrow, which is the piano roll options arrow. I'm going to click on that, and if I go down here to chord, I'm going to see all of these little weird symbols, okay? Down here we have, it says scales. We don't want to do scales right here. We want to do all of the chords, okay? So I'm going to choose my chord quality from the chord list, okay? The easiest is major and minor. If you like kind of happy sounding chords, major is the way to go. Kind of darker sounding chords, minor is the way to go, okay? I'm going to choose minor for right now. So I'm going to do this one. Don't do any of these other ones until you know what you're doing. Start with minor, okay? All right, so step number 9. I'm going to click on the piano roll on a note between A4 and A6. So here's an A4, okay? And I'm going to go all the way up here. I'm going to scroll up a little bit and make this window a little bit bigger so you guys can see. So here is my A4, and let's just move this up so you can see, and A6 is up here. So A6, A4, somewhere between there we want to click on one of the notes. So I'm going to just start on C5. Okay, so 3 notes pop up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch them to fill the entire measure. So it goes up to the line where the 2 is, that's the entire measure. I'm going to move my pencil until I get the double arrow. I'm going to click and hold and stretch all 3 to where it fills that up. Okay? Good. I'm going to repeat in the second measure, this time with another chord. I can keep minor, or I could go back here and go to chord. And this time I'm going to try major. I'm going to do a different chord now. Instead of the C, I'm going to start on the, we'll start on the D, just like that. And this is a major chord. So I have entered in 2 chords. Step number 10, I'm going to write down my root, my third, and my fifth in each measure. Okay? And when I say root, third, and fifth, the root of the chord is always the one that's on the bottom. Okay, at least in this case. So the root in my first chord is C. So Don, this is really important that you do this. Write on your paper where it says R. I'm going to write C. Don't worry about the numbers at all. Okay, the numbers just means how high or low it is, so we don't really care about that right now. And the second one is a D, and it looks like a little hashtag thing. Hashtags are for Twitter and Instagram, okay, but they are not for music. In music, we call them sharps. So that is important. There's a difference between a D sharp and a regular D. So I'm going to enter in, I've got my D sharp, no D hashtags here. Okay, I'm going to go to my other one. My fifth is the top note. My fifth is going to be G. So again, my first chord, root, C, third, D sharp, and fifth is G. Good. Second chord, writing this in on your packet on the bottom of page 14. Second chord, my root is D. My third is F sharp, right here, F sharp. And my fifth should be A. And I've got that taken care of. Okay, so again, we have second chord, root, D, third, F sharp, fifth is A. Good. And where it says quality on your paper right there, the quality just means what kind of chord you had over here. So the chord, the first one, if we remember, was minor, and the second one was major, so you can write that in. Good. All right, my piano roll is still here. Let's flip the page. We're going to go to page 15. Okay, step 11. Now you're ready to compose the bass line. The most important note in the bass line is the root. The second most important note in the bass line is the fifth, and the third most important note in the bass line is the third. So we're going to switch to pattern 3. Let's go ahead and pattern 3. Get your step sequencer out. We're on step number 12. Step sequencer out, pattern 3. By the way, let's just go ahead and real quick, pattern 2, let's right click on that and we're going to rename it. We'll call it chords. Okay? Enter. And by the way, let's just go ahead and listen to those chords so we can hear what it sounds like. This is what they sound like. Alright, very lovely. So we're going to go to pattern 3. Get your step sequencer back out. Step number 13, put boo bass. Okay, I'm sorry, step number 12, right click and insert boo bass. Right click on any of these guys, insert and boo bass. Good. Remember your boo bass from the last one. We don't need that little piano because we're going to use the piano roll. We're going to put the boo bass in the piano roll view. Right click on the boo bass. We have piano roll right here. Good. It says piano roll boo bass, pattern 3. Just double checking we're here. Okay, we're going to compose the bass line using only the root of the chord in each measure. So my root in my first chord was C. Okay. A bass note sounds low, so I should not be all the way up here. These are a little too high up here. So I'd say like fives, the number 5s are about as high as you can go. Also, if we're way down here, it's hard to hear these notes that are down in the 1s and 2s, and even the 3s. So I'd stick to like 4s and 5s for your bass note. So when you click, you're going to see 3 notes pop up. We don't want that to happen. We want a single note. So I'm going to erase all those, and I need to go back to my chord pattern up here, and I'm going to go to none. So I'm back to a single note. So I'll click. Okay, I can do the notes any length I want as long as I keep it in the same measure. So my first chord, my first root was between the 1 and the 2. So I don't want to go past this. I can do one long note like this, which might be kind of boring, or I can do some short notes. I can put them together, or I can do a bunch of shorties. Maybe I can move this. You decide what you want. Okay, the second measure, my root was D, so I'm going to find the closest D right there. Maybe I'll do a bunch of shorties in a row. And we'll do one long note to finish it up. So this is what my bass line sounds like. You play with it, you do it how you like. Step 14, switch to pattern 4. Okay, I'm going to go down here to pattern 3, right click, and I'm going to rename it. I'm going to say bass root, or bass R for root is totally fine. Good, back to pattern 4. Here we are in a step sequencer. Okay, compose a bass line using only roots and fifths in each measure. Okay, any rhythm you want. So boo bass back in the piano roll. Get it back going. Here we go. Pattern 4. My root, I lost my ABC. My root was C, and I believe I was right on the 5. So I'm going to do roots are C's. My fifth in my first chord was G. So as long as I kind of keep it in here, this would sound like that. Root and fifth. Good. Second measure, root was D, and my fifth was A. I'm going to go down here and put an A just like that. I'm going to go back and forth here, and maybe we'll just do like a little couple shorties at the end. So here's my root and fifth bass line. All right, I'm going to right click on my pattern 4, rename it bass R and 5, root and fifth. Okay, good. Step number 15, we're going to go switch to pattern number 5. Okay, compose the bass line again. Okay, using only, roots, thirds, and fifths. So in my first chord, I had root C, third D sharp, and fifth was G. I don't have to keep it in that order. Can use any of those notes I want. Second measure, root was D, and third was F sharp, and I can go down here for the A if I like, and back to the root. Here's what it sounds like. that's going to be the end of this video. We're going to pick it up on pattern 16 on another video. Thank you.